Now to a CNN exclusive, the Department of Justice may be taking steps to indict music mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
Potential witnesses have been contacted and notified by federal investigators that they may be called to testify in front of a grand jury.
When Craig Mack changed his manager, Puff didn't like him for whatever reason he didn't. He told Craig, yo, if you don't fire your manager, nigga, you can't work for Bad Boy.
He's heading to jail. He's heading to jail because they've finally caught up with him. It's Bad Boy for life. Watch out, because even more trouble is brewing for Diddy, who can't seem to escape lawsuits. 2 women have recently filed suits against him, accusing him of and other serious offenses. Now, we've learned that federal authorities are pressing charges against him, and a grand jury is being convened to indict him on multiple counts of sexual assault. But that's not all. Several former Bad Boy artists are joining forces to expose Diddy. The word is they're also filing a class action lawsuit against him. Diddy is going down. By the time he's done dealing with these lawsuits, he'll be in jail and broke for life. Have you wondered why the situation with Diddy seems to get worse every day? It says a lot about him that no one has come forward to vouch for his character. Not a single person has spoken up to share a positive experience with Diddy or to refute the claims about his behavior. Even when R. Kelly was exposed, several celebrities defended him, writing letters to the judge about his good qualities. But in Diddy's case, it's been silent, except for Stevie J and others on his payroll. In the past 2 weeks, Diddy has faced even more lawsuits, following the release of a video showing him physically assaulting Cassie. More women have come forward with sexual assault allegations against him. For those who haven't been keeping up, a 5th woman, Crystal McKinney, accused Diddy of assaulting her back in 2003. And according to reports, she claims the rapper plied her with alcohol and possibly laced grass during their 2003 encounter, then brought her to a bathroom and forced her to her knees, demanding she suck it. Yay, yay. The reports went on to say that McKinney alleged that when she refused to comply, Combs grabbed her head and forced her to perform oral action on him. She lost consciousness and awoke in the taxi to realize she'd been SA, although it remains unclear whether she meant there was an additional SA beyond the oral encounter. Now, in her lawsuit, she revealed that she and DB met at a men's fashion week event in Cyprian, after which he invited her to his studio. When they got there, she claimed that she started drinking and they began passing joints around the group. The lawsuit said the grass was very powerful, so much so that she began to feel like she was floating and feared it had been laced with another substance. Combs then made her go to the bathroom where he forced himself on her. McKinney alleged in the lawsuit after the incident, McKinney claimed she was blackballed from modeling and became so depressed that she tried to off herself in 2024. Now, a few days after this, a woman named April Lambro claimed that she had 4 terrifying intimate encounters in the mid-1990s to the early 2000s. She accused Diddy of battery assault as, say, negligent infliction of emotional distress and gender-motivated violence. And according to the reports, the documents also contain claims that the plaintiff has suffered and continues to suffer harm, including physical injury, severe emotional distress, humiliation, anxiety, and other consequential damages, for which she is entitled to an award of monetary damages and other relief. According to the reports, the alleged incidents happened while she was interning at Arista Records, where Diddy also worked under Andre Harrell before going on to start his own label, Bad Boy. April also claimed that around a couple of years ago, Miss Lambros was told that a video of her and Sean Combs having sex had been recorded by him without her knowing it. Said he showed it to multiple people. But that's not the only lawsuit that he's facing, because CNN recently revealed that the federal prosecutors were making plans to indict Libby on a grand jury. According to CNN, federal investigators are preparing to bring accusers of music mogul sound Diddy Combs before a federal grand jury. 2 sources familiar with the probe tell CNN, signaling the U.S. Justice Department is moving towards potentially seeking an indictment of Combs. They went on to say that possible witnesses have been notified by investigators that they could be brought in to testify in front of a federal grand jury in New York City. According to one source, bringing individuals who have filed civil lawsuits against Combs before a grand jury would mark a significant escalation in the government's ongoing investigation involving the producer and Bad Boy Records founder. Did you think that was the end of it? Think again. Get ready, because more lawsuits are on the way, this time from former artists of Bad Boy Records. Word on the street is that several artists are filing a class action lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of mistreatment, stealing their masters, withholding their earnings, physical assault, sexual assault, forcing them to work under unfavorable conditions, and much more. Given Diddy's notorious treatment of his artists, this isn't surprising. Tanya Blount, once a rising star under Diddy's Bad Boy label, has recently made some explosive revelations about her former mentor. She accused Diddy of intentionally mismanaging and sabotaging her career out of spite. Tanya didn't make these claims without evidence. She provided documents and accounts pointing to Diddy's alleged involvement in derailing the careers of multiple artists once signed to Bad Boy. But if you've been following industry rumors or her accusations, this shouldn't come as a surprise. For years, whispers about Diddy and his label's dubious practices have been circulating. It's a familiar pattern. An artist signs with Bad Boy, releases a few hits, and then seems to vanish from the scene. Tanya's claims suggest that Diddy subjected his artists to intense pressure and manipulation, leading many to become disillusioned and eventually leave the industry altogether. She even presented a detailed list of artists who she claimed fell victim to Diddy's antics. Mace and other former Bad Boy artists have echoed these sentiments, implying that the downfall of many artists was due to their refusal to comply with Diddy's demands, which reportedly included some unsavory activities. In 1996, Tanya Blount signed with Bad Boy Records. Given the label's immense popularity at the time, it seemed like her golden ticket to success. Diddy had big plans for Tanya, and things started off with a bang. She was paired with top-tier producers and songwriters to create an album under the Bad Boy banner. Diddy himself was heavily involved, personally producing her album. However, the initial excitement soon faded as his interest in her project waned. Gradually, he paid less and less attention until it completely fell off his radar. In an interview with the Washington Post, Tanya revealed that he had utterly neglected her project, leaving it inactive for months, which eventually turned into years. As she put it, "There are only so many times that you can update a song." As she described it, the high hopes she had in 1996 collided with the harsh realities of the music industry and Diddy's inconsistent focus, leaving Tanya's career dreams in a frustrating limbo. But wait, the story gets even more unbelievable. Diddy can find Tanya in the studio, churning out songs non-stop, like some kind of music-making machine, all while knowing none of it would ever be released. She endured recording 50 to 60 songs she wasn't satisfied with, only for Diddy to spitefully cancel her album. It was a complete disaster. Tanya hit rock bottom after that because the album she poured her heart and soul into was discarded like yesterday's news. The experience was enough to make anyone feel like they were drowning. She revealed that she was so fed up with being ignored that she felt there was no way out. She even attempted to end her own life. But thankfully, she's here today to share her story. She said, "It was a hard decision because that was how I was able to provide and take care of my family at the time. It was so hard. It broke me. It really did. I went into therapy with bad thoughts and even attempted to live myself. I was in the Dallas hospital on a 72-hour watch. I had taken pills. I decided this is it." By the early 2000s, Tanya was dropped by Bad Boy Records without even a hint of her album being released. The disappointment was devastating, and her experience with Diddy left her so disillusioned that she stepped away from making music for a staggering 15 years. But in 2016, she made a triumphant return, teaming up with her husband to release new music with renewed vigor. Unsurprisingly, Tanya is one of the artists suing Diddy. Her story is not unique. She is one of many who have grievances against him. Craig Mack, once destined for stardom at Bad Boy Records, had a similar experience. He was one of the first artists on the label, even before Diddy discovered the notorious B.I.G. Craig Mack's career was sidelined, but before fading into the background, he was forced to collaborate with Biggie on the remix of Flava in Ya Ear. Reports suggest that Diddy exploited Craig to elevate Biggie's career. Neither artist was particularly eager to work on the remix because they couldn't stand each other, but Diddy made it happen regardless. Behind-the-scenes manipulation left Craig feeling used, fitting Diddy's pattern of exploiting artists at the expense of others. Things between Diddy and Craig got even worse when Craig changed his manager to someone he thought would be better for him. Diddy didn't like this at all and demanded that Craig fire his new manager. Craig stood his ground, which did not sit well with Diddy. Things went from bad to worse, and soon, Craig found himself kicked off the roster in the blink of an eye. Unfortunately, Craig passed away in 2018, but allegedly, the executor of his estate is also involved in the lawsuit. Diddy isn't gonna get away with how he treated Craig Mack either. Beyond them, many other artists are joining the action, including Mase, which isn't surprising since everyone knows Mase is not here for Diddy. Other names include Aubrey O'Day and the members of Danity Kane, the girl group Total, and many more. Allegedly, they're trying to get Shine and Biggie's estate to join the lawsuit. However, Shine, now a politician in Belize, is reluctant to get dragged into any more mess. News about the grand jury and the class action lawsuit has fans on edge. They will even comment saying Diddy can try to rebrand Bad Boy to Love Records. He can change name a million more times. He can even try to pay off his old artists. But it's not going to work. His de-reckoning has been in the making for decades. Listen, you get tired of the BS. Mase is 100% correct in his story, along with other artists that were signed. The Bad Boy is long overdue. Diddy is always more funny, but his money and power gets left under the rug. The end in Diddy was behind. The two biggest murders in hip-hop history. Never paid any of his artists. Made Shine go to jail for over a decade now as a no-away Biggie. Hey, I'm curious about your thoughts on this. It seems like Diddy might be facing some serious karma. Do you think he's in trouble? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to watch the next video.